Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. I don't see how people just think they would get away with so much. One or two items maybe, but that's a lot to try and take. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Lady tries to steal over $300 worth of stuff. I work in a really big retail chain. It finally got slow enough to get off my register last night, so I was covering a break standing at the door. The self-checkout host noticed when she helped a lady that the lady had a bunch of items in bags that weren't on the checkout terminal screen. It's possible that she had a separate receipt, but she asked me to check it just in case. Of course, I obliged. Red flag number 1. On her way out, she got on her phone. I don't know why, but people assume if they're looking at their phone that we won't ask them, so I asked her for her receipt, which she said sure and showed me. Red flag number 2, she immediately stated that the self-checkout was giving her issues when she tried to ring stuff up. She had probably around 25 items and the receipt only showed about 10 of them. As it's not my job and also recommended to be accusatory, I was nice about the whole thing and so was she. The receipt was hard to read, so I was UPC matching all her items and separated about 15 things that were not paid for, to which she claimed it was an accident. She said she still wants to buy 3 of the things, so I took the rest and told the self-check attendant to ring her up on the actual register inside the self-check. As this is about to happen, an asset protection associate just so happens to come through to buy a soda. I show him all the stuff I took and said, "You're going to want to report. She just tried to leave with all this." He immediately stopped her transaction with the self-check host and told her she needed to either go with him right now or promptly leave the store. Of course, she chose the latter. It really didn't look like stuff would be worth that much, but she had a toy that was like $40, about $50 worth of clothes she didn't ring up, and she had a kid's phone and tablet, the ones that are used for like learning simple things. The total of the items came out to over $300 worth of items. I try to see the best in everyone, but this lady wasn't an accident. And our second story. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Mine's been cooling for 10 years and counting. I, 40-year-old female, have been married to my husband, 44-year-old male, for 20 years now. We have 2 kids, 16-year-old female, 13-year-old male. My husband's what I would consider a high earner by middle-class standards. 10 years ago, and by complete coincidence, I found out that my husband had been cheating on me with men, and that from before we got married. We live in a smallish town in the south of the USA. Him coming out as gay will have consequences. I believe that's the only reason he's not come out to anyone. First, here's how I found out he was cheating on me. He got sloppy, left a credit card bill for a secret card in the pocket of a coat. While going through it, I found all the telltale signs of infidelity. Payments to a hotel in a nearby county, restaurant bills, gifts, flowers, condoms, and lubricant, etc. I started camping outside the hotel on days he told me he'd be late, and I saw him bringing different men there. I'm very good at compartmentalization and have a great poker face. Comes with growing up in an abusive household, so I was able to give myself the time to cool off and to come up with what I should do. First thing I did was getting an STD panel since I didn't know how safe he was with his partners. It came out negative. Then I convinced him that we should use condoms since I was having side effects from the pill. He was okay with it. I had a long think and came to the decision that I was not going to confront him, nor was I going to leave him. He was able to provide me with a really good lifestyle, one that I'd never be able to afford with my high school diploma, a cleaning lady, a nanny to help with the kids, regular spa days and a country club, a new car every other year, luxury family vacations every year. He was a good dad, a good partner, the cheating aside, and really good in bed. But I was not going to let him have a single guilt-free week in his life. That would be my revenge. I started small, planning great date nights for us, telling him that I felt our relationship is cool, that I wanted the spark back. Then I would sometimes slip into conversation some tea about a cheating husband, a gasp gay man that's been using his poor wife as a beard, complimenting the only gay couple we know for having the courage of being real men, who were out and proud of themselves. On the other hand, I would praise him as the perfect husband to anyone and everyone, especially if he was within earshot. The amount of guilt gifts I got was astounding. The man was even sending me flowers weekly. It continued the same way for years. I could literally see how much it was weighing on him. Me, I felt no need to find a partner of my own. Then, 4 years ago, I guess he met the love of his life. He started seeing just the one guy. I was seriously thinking of ending the whole thing, especially since I've started a business by then and was able to bring in enough money to support myself and my kids while maintaining my lifestyle. But then he went and introduced his side piece to us. He effing brought him into our house, introduced him to our kids, and that was enough for me to keep tormenting him. Apparently, he was a new friend he made while golfing. He started hinting at moving to another state, one where it would be easier for him to come out. I refused. I told him that my business was here and I was not going to start over in another state. Also, the kids had their friends and extended family here. It'd be unfair to uproot them. Then he started trying to start arguments. I guess he wanted us to fight, then for me to ask for a divorce. I just stopped all those arguments in their tracks. I would just agree with whatever he said. He was right, I was wrong. And to make it up to him, how about a nice dinner and some great sex? He hated that. I knew from spying on his phone that having sex with me felt like cheating on his boyfriend. The audacity of this man. I also knew that his boyfriend was pressuring him to leave me almost every day. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He started drinking, and when it got too heavy, that was when I decided that enough was enough. I wanted to ruin his life, not his health. Also, I grew up with an alcoholic father and didn't want that for my kids. So I gathered all the evidence of his infidelity over the last 9 years, photos with different men, conversations, his Grindr profile, even though he no longer had one, everything. Then I hired a divorce attorney and mailed the evidence to his employer. He has a morality clause in his contract, and adultery breaks it. All his relatives, including parents, as well as our church, his actually, I was never big on religion like him. It was like a bomb exploded. He was fired, the congregation turned on him for cheating, not for being gay, and the cherry on top, his boyfriend was run out of town, and he couldn't follow him because he wanted to fight for custody of our kids. Now, almost a year later, I'm a free woman. I got to keep the house, my car, and my business. He got 75% of the retirement and investment accounts, but he won't be paying alimony. I got full custody. He got visitations. I also got child support. He had to move 6 hours away to find a new job, couldn't put the last job he worked at his whole life as a reference, his relationship with his family is rocky, his reputation in town is ruined, so he can't move back anytime soon. The love of his life left him for good, and my kids only tolerate him because I did my best to shield them and to tell them that he's still a good father to them. I also made sure to treat him politely, never talk bad about him, and had a lengthy talk about how their father being gay is okay, it's who he is, and that it was not his fault. The only wrong thing he did was hiding it from me. So I guess the results of his cheating was years of guilt followed by a ruined life. Edit. Let's make something clear. I'm not the good person in this story. We were both bad. I'm not here trying to get pats on the back or be told that I did well. I know that what I did was messed up. I'm here because I wanted to tell someone, and I can't do that in real life. The fact that you admitted that you weren't the best person in handling this makes the story infinitely sweeter. Too many people try to justify that they're a saint despite doing some heinous things. And our last story. Karen parked in my driveway and claimed the house was hers. So me and my family recently moved into a house in a new estate. The estate had a park that was massive. My house is on the main road of the estate, and its garage is on the other side on another road, and we're close to the park. About 2 months ago, they hosted an opening ceremony for the park. A lot of people came. People from the surrounding areas came as well. Me, my brother, and my parents left our house and walked down to the park. Due to all the traffic, there were people to manage it. Once we get there, we see a car parked in our driveway. My dad is a calm dude usually, but he doesn't like stuff like this. Me and my brother, 18 years old, go up to one of the workers and tell him that the car in there wasn't ours and we don't want it there. The worker tells us that he saw the people parked there and kind of remembers what they look like. We tell him that would be good if we get the car moved. He says he'll try to find her. About 20 minutes later, we see him walking up to the car with a lady and her son who looks to be about 9. She walks up there and we see her starting to get angry. Naturally, we walk up to see what's happening. This is the conversation that happened. Not 100% accurate, it's been a while. Karen, I don't understand why you want me to move my car. I live here. Worker, well, they say that you don't. And I don't see why they would bring this issue here unless it was true. Karen, they're clearly lying. I live here. My brother, ma'am, please. I live here and even have keys to the house. Please move your car. Karen, bullcrap, complete bullcrap. I've lived here for a year and watched this park get built. Our house was finished 5 months prior to this. My brother, okay then, what 2 cars are inside the garage then? Karen, a Volkswagen and a Mazda. My brother, nope, a VW Jetta and a Hyundai i45. Karen, that's not true. I'll open the garage and show you. As she scuffles through her handbag, my brother opens the garage. My brother, there, that's the evidence. Closes the garage. Worker, it's not your house, so please leave. She gets in the car and leaves while looking very angry. We didn't think to call the cops because nothing major happened, but it was funny to see her lying out of her butt and getting proven wrong. Sadly, people parking on others' property is a way too common occurrence. I never understood why nobody ever thinks to just knock or ring the doorbell and ask if it's all right to park there for a few hours. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.